Hi, and welcome to the latest ITK Soccer Show video, where today we're going to look at the next group in the World Cup. Today's group we're going to look at is Group E, which features Brazil, Switzerland, Costa Rica, and Serbia. Obviously, Group E with Brazil, it's going to be well looked at. A lot of pressure on them. They've won it 5 times, and they'll probably be seen as a failure back in Brazil if they don't win it again. So please like, share, subscribe, comment, ask any questions, and check us out on Twitter at ITK Soccer Show, Facebook ITK Soccer Show, or for more videos that we've done in previous series, youtube.com/ITK Soccer Show. So we'll get started with the big team anyway, which is Brazil. Obviously, there's been an awful lot of pressure on them, as I said earlier. Neymar is really going to be carrying the can for this team at the moment. His record for Brazil is really second to none. He's got 85 caps and he's got 55 goals. He looks like he's going to be captaining the team as well going into this. So only Pele and Ronaldo, getting back to the goals record, have scored more goals. So Pele and Ronaldo only scored more. He's level on par with Romario already. Obviously, we saw what happened in the last World Cup. He did carry them to the semi-final. He got injured in the quarter-final in the later stages against Colombia, and they lost 7-1 without him against Germany. So obviously he is such a massive talisman for them. So he's going to captain them. He's did good season with PSG, but again, you can't really judge it how good he really was in that league. Obviously, he's brilliant with Barcelona for the 2 or 3 previous years he was there. So there's an awful lot of pressure on him. He's only number 10. We also know what that jersey means. He'll probably play off the left, let's say. Probably Gabriel Jesus will lead the line, but again, you might see him just as not number 10, but I imagine he'll have a free roll and go where he wants. In qualifying, they did very well. Brazil always do very well in qualifying. They were 10 points ahead of Uruguay in the qualifying campaign, and they lost only 1 game. 41 goals were scored as well, which is a hell of a record. And Gabriel Jesus actually scored 7 of them. They only conceded 11, so if people think they're just all out attack, they're pretty sound at the back as well. As I said earlier, they've won the World Cup 5 times. Now, obviously in the quarterfinals, 2006 and 2010, and the embarrassment that I mentioned against Germany in 2014 when they lost 7-1 against Germany, and it could have been any score really for a semi-final in the home turf. They won it in 2002, so they haven't really threatened to win it again. Semi-finals, you could say last time, but they were so comprehensively beaten. They conceded more goals than they scored in that tournament because of that. So they really haven't threatened since 2002 with the 3 oars in front: Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Ronaldinho. So it'll be interesting to see how they do anyway. But obviously they'll rely on Neymar. As I said, I think Neymar will probably play off the left in a free role. They've got Gabriel Jesus, Douglas Costa, Roberto Firmino, Felipe Coutinho, and Willian, and only 3 of them is going to start. So really, really amazing attack options they have. They're not just going to be that strong just going forward. They're very, very strong at the back. Like they've got 2 world-class goalkeepers in Ederson, who plays for Man City, and then they've got Alisson for Roma. Alisson, obviously, he's actually linked with Real Madrid, and he well could be going there after the World Cup. The back 4, like they are missing Dani Alves, is a big loss, so we probably won't get to see him again in an international tournament. But they have Marcelo, who will probably start a lot of the attacks actually from left back. Unbelievable couple of seasons. Really, one of the main men for Real Madrid, one of the most unsung heroes as well. Thiago Silva, Marquinhos, and Miranda as 3 centre halves. Like you won't get any joy out of them. Really, really solid. They won't be messing about at the back. They'll be physical. They'll kick you, and they won't let many in. So. Obviously, look in the midfield as well. They're actually going to be a lot more physical than usually were. Now, you look at it, you probably got Paulinho, Fernandinho, Casemiro, Renato Augusto, and Fred. All those guys are more diggers than creative midfielders. So, the days they had when Kaká, or Alano, all these guys, Kleberson, Ronaldinho, all these kind of guys who played off the midfield, it's really not a thing anymore that they do. What they're creating at the moment are midfielders. They're strong, physical, and they're very workmanlike. May lack that little bit of lack of creativity and wit and imagination to do something, which could be the only downfall of them. But again, you could look at it and going, if you've got 3 players who are going to work really hard for you, like we know what Fernandinho will do, we know what Casemiro will do. Paulinho was again actually had an alright season at Barcelona, but he was a bit unproven until then. So if those guys are going to sit there, they're going to work really hard. It will let the 3 that I mentioned, whoever he picks, Neymar and 2 of the others, to really go forward. Attacking fullbacks, Danilo might play right back. Felipe Luis fullback as reserve. They have so many good options. So again, like looking forward to them, they're very unlike Brazil really of the past, but very solid base. But the lack of wit and imagination in the middle of the park might hinder them. But again, they've got 6 unbelievable attackers. So really, if they don't win it, again, it's a failure. They'll probably sack their manager. But I think they could easily win it. I think it's between them and Germany. Personally, I will get onto Germany in another group, but I can't see. I think if they win it, good luck to them. But I think between them and Germany, so it'll be interesting if that can come down again. What the score will be, but I think they're definite finalists. I think they've got everything ready to win it. The next big team then we'll look at Switzerland. Their main man would probably be Xherdan Shaqiri. Obviously with Stoke now. He's been linked to Liverpool and a few other clubs following their relegation. I would imagine he will probably leave. He has previously played for Bayern Munich and Inter Milan, so I can't imagine him wanting to play in the Championship. In qualifying, they only lost a goal difference to Portugal, and they only lost 1 game, and that was in the last game to Portugal. So if they got a result in that, they would have actually topped the group. So they're not a bad team. Last 16, they got in 2014. Argentina got scored a late goal. I think it was Di Maria or something who scored it. Very, very late on. So they've got some really good players as well. Obviously, Ricardo Rodriguez, left back for AC Milan, really, really cultured left foot, very good in set pieces. Stefan Lichtsteiner as captain, and he will be going to Arsenal for next season. More of a squad player for them now, but he's a winner. He's physical. He's very tough. He kind of grew with that kind of Italian mentality in Juventus for so long. Granit Xhaka, we know him at Arsenal. I've seen him play actually pretty well for Switzerland. Never really played well for Arsenal, so maybe just has to be coached better. Jan Sommer is a very experienced goalkeeper for Borussia Mönchengladbach. He'll be in goal. And Breel Mbolo plays for Schalke. Now, he may not actually start, but Haris Seferovic might start. He plays for Benfica. He used to play for Real Sociedad. But Mbolo, if he can get a game, this guy's really good. He's only 21, 22, and really good prospect for the future. So we'll see what happens to them. I think they will get second, and I think they'll get their usual last 16 exit. They haven't actually got past the last 16 since 1954. So they've got a good record of getting out of the groups, but again, I don't think they'll get any further. So we'll move on to Costa Rica now. The main player they probably have that most people know about is Keylor Navas of Real Madrid. Now, I mentioned in the start of the show that Alisson is linked with Real Madrid, so it looks like Navas actually could be on his way out of there. There will be a few suitors for him. I think he's a very good goalkeeper. I don't think he's world class. I don't think he's good enough for Real Madrid in the long run. So I think that is an upgrade. But Navas did very well in the last tournament. Obviously, Costa Rica got to the quarterfinals. They were an underdog story, and they only lost to Holland in the quarterfinals after penalties. So when he went down to there, Bruno Oviedo, obviously he had a bad year with Sunderland, a lot of injuries, but he was very important for them. Same with Brian Ruiz, who's their captain, plays for Sporting Lisbon. A lot of Fulham fans will know him. Had a few seasons there. Really good left foot, but again, didn't really settle in England. Celso Borges is in the middle of the park, and he has 111 caps going into this World Cup, plays for Deportivo. So that's I've got a good big experience. And Joel Campbell up front as well. He'll either play left wing or up front, and he actually did well in the last World Cup as well. So he's actually still an Arsenal player. He's just been loaned a few places like Olympiacos, Real Betis, places like this. They came second behind Mexico in the Central Americas qualifying table. Again, the standard wasn't great. They only got 1 point from Mexico, so 1 point out of 6 against the only really good team in it. But they finished second. They can only do what they can. I think they'll struggle to get out of the group. But again, as I said earlier, they did really well in 2014. They had England, Italy, and Uruguay in their group, and they got out of that. And then they got to the quarterfinals and lost in penalties. So you never know. They might have another underdog story. I don't think so, and I think this group might just be one step too far for them to get through. The last team we're going to look at is Serbia now. A lot of Irish people know them. Obviously, they've got Matic in midfield, Man United player. Alexander Kolarov, ex-Man City, he'll be captain. He's at Roma now. Dusan Tadic is with Southampton. He actually had a decent season when Mark Hughes came in. But the main guy they have now is Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. Now, he's with Lazio. And what he's an attacking midfielder. He's very big, he's strong, very physical. He's only 4 caps, but he's 21 years old and scored 15 goals last season for Lazio. He'd be a player I'd watch out for now. Very, very big, physical, as I said. He'll score goals. he really uses physical presence, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. But I'd look out for him anyway. Obviously, they beat Ireland by only 2 points in the group. We drew to them 2-2 in Belgrade, and then they beat us 1-0 to Viva last September. I was at that match. They weren't great, to be honest, but Ireland weren't much better. They're probably the best from a bad bunch in that group, but Wales, Austria, ourselves. Mitrovic, he was on Fulham last season on loan from Newcastle, scored 6 goals in the qualifying, so they have a bit of a threat up front. They were a bit of hectic games. They had to score 20, but they conceded 10 in qualifying, so there's going to be a lot of goals with them if they're the same again. But I think Brazil and Switzerland will top 2 in this group. Brazil will win it, and Switzerland will be second. You never know, it could be a lack of discipline as well, might cost them, because they have had problems with that on field as well over the past few years. Anyway, just please like, share, subscribe, comment. Check us out on Twitter, ITK Soccer Show, Facebook, ITK Soccer Show, and for more videos, youtube.com/ITK Soccer Show. So catch you again anyway for next round, which will be Group F.